Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be tackling AI agents. You know those things that are often software, but sometimes robots designed to act on their own? They're everywhere, even if we don't always realize it.
What's fascinating is how embedded they've become in our daily lives.
Yeah.
It's not just about robots in factories anymore. It's about the algorithms
Ah.
suggesting what you should buy online,
Hmm.
or even the characters in a video game reacting to your moves.
Okay, so to start off, our listeners sent in a bunch of articles and research papers about these AI agents.
Mhm.
It seems like there are a few key things that define them, like they have to be able to perceive their environment,
Right,
make decisions, and then take action.
right. And it's important to remember that those actions are taken autonomously.
Okay.
It's not like a simple computer program waiting for a human to tell what to do.
Right.
An AI agent is designed to operate independently, at least to a certain degree.
And the really cool part is that they can also learn and adapt over time, kind of like we do, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They can get better at their tasks based on the data they gather and the feedback they receive.
Mm-hmm.
Take, for example, a chess-playing AI.
Okay.
It not only understands the rules of the game,
Yeah.
but can also analyze past games and learn from its mistakes to become a more formidable opponent.
That makes sense. So let's dig into the different types of AI agents.
Okay.
The research mentions a whole spectrum, from simple reflex agents to those super advanced learning agents.
Think of it like a ladder of complexity.
Okay.
At the bottom run, you have those reflex agents.
Mm-hmm.
They operate on a simple if-then basis, reacting to specific stimuli in their environment.
Okay.
A classic example is a thermostat.
Okay.
It senses the temperature and turns the heating on or off based on a preset threshold.
Okay. So pretty basic. What's the next step up?
Next, we have model-based agents.
Okay.
These are a bit more sophisticated because they have an internal model of the world.
Mm-hmm.
This model allows them to predict the consequences of their actions and choose what they think is the best course of action.
So it's like they have a little mental map of their surroundings.
Exactly.
Okay.
A great example is a self-driving car.
Right.
It has a model of the road network traffic rules and even the behavior of other vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
This model allows the car to make decisions about things like speed lane changes and avoiding obstacles in real time.
That's incredible. And I bet those self-driving cars are using some serious learning algorithms to improve their driving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the next rung on the ladder,
Okay.
goal-based agents.
Okay.
They operate with a specific goal in mind and plan their actions to achieve that goal, even if it involves a series of complex steps.
So they're like the strategic planners of the AI world.
Precisely.
Oh,
Imagine a delivery robot that needs to navigate a city to deliver a package.
okay.
It has a goal to deliver the package to the correct address,
Mm-hmm.
and it uses its knowledge of the city traffic patterns and even things like weather conditions to plan the most efficient route.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So are we finally at the top of the AI agent ladder?
We are at the top, we find learning agents.
Okay.
These are the most adaptable and capable type of AI agent.
Okay.
They learn from their experiences, improving their performance over time through feedback and trial and error.
So they're constantly evolving and getting smarter.
Exactly.
Okay.
Think about a recommendation system like the one Netflix uses.
Okay.
It starts with some basic information about your viewing preferences,
Mm-hmm.
but it learns and adapts based on what you watch, how you rate it, and even when you pause or rewind.
Wow.
This allows it to give you increasingly accurate suggestions for movies and shows you might enjoy.
So they're learning from our behavior even when we don't realize it. That's both impressive and a little bit creepy.
It's true that these systems can seem a little bit like magic sometimes, but it's all based on complex algorithms and massive amounts of data.
Okay, so now we've got a pretty good grasp of the different types of AI agents, but let's
Yeah.
get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
How are these things actually being used in the real world?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Let's dive in. What are some of the coolest, most mind-blowing applications of AI agents that our listeners should know about?
Let's start with one that's already changing the world, robotics.
Oh yeah, robots. We've
Yeah.
all seen those videos of robots doing incredible things in factories.
Exactly. But it's not just about robots doing repetitive tasks anymore.
Right.
AI is giving robots the ability to handle more complex and dynamic situations, like working alongside humans in collaborative environments.
So it's like they're becoming more like coworkers than just tools.
Precisely.
Okay.
Imagine a robot working in a warehouse that can learn how to pick and pack items based on real-time inventory data and customer orders. That's already happening.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And it seems like those chatbots we encounter online are getting smarter all the time. Are those powered by AI agents too?
Absolutely. Chatbots are a prime example of AI agents in action.
Okay.
They can answer questions, provide customer support, and even engage in casual conversation, all without any human intervention.
Yeah, but I have to admit, sometimes those chatbots can be a little frustrating, and they don't quite understand what you're
Yeah,
asking.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But the technology is rapidly improving.
Okay.
Natural language processing, which is a key component of chatbot technology, is advancing at an incredible pace. We can expect to see chatbots that are much more sophisticated in their ability to understand and respond to human language in the coming years.
That's good to hear. But let's talk about something even more futuristic, self-driving cars. Are those also driven by AI agents?
Absolutely. Self-driving cars
Mm.
are essentially robots on wheels, and they rely heavily on AI agents to navigate the complex world of roads, traffic, and pedestrians.
Right.
These AI agents are constantly analyzing data from sensors, cameras, and GPS systems to make decisions in real time about things like speed, steering, and braking.
It's wild to think that AI is already at the point where it can pilot a vehicle, but I have to admit, I'm still a little nervous about the idea of handing over the wheel to a computer.
I understand. It's a big leap of faith, but the potential benefits of self-driving cars are enormous. They can make our roads safer, reduce traffic congestion, and even provide greater mobility for people who are unable to drive themselves.
Okay, so maybe I'll warm up to the idea eventually. But for now, let's talk about something a little less intimidating, recommendation systems. How do those work?
Recommendation systems are a fascinating application of AI agents.
Okay.
They're used by companies like Netflix, Amazon, and Spotify to suggest products or content that you might enjoy.
So that's how Netflix knows I have a weakness for cheesy romantic comedies.
Exactly. These AI agents analyze your past behavior, your preferences, and even your demographic information to create a profile of your tastes. Then they use this information to recommend things that align with those tastes.
Okay, so those algorithms are watching us even when we think we're just chilling and watching a movie.
Yeah.
It's both impressive and a little creepy at the same time.
It's true that these systems collect a lot of data about us, but they can also provide us with valuable services and personalize our experiences in ways that were never possible before.
I think this is a perfect place to pause for now. We've covered a lot of ground already, from the basic features of AI agents to their various types and real-world applications.
And we've just scratched the surface of the incredible potential and challenges these technologies present.
Exactly. So we'll be back in the next part to dive even deeper into those fascinating aspects of the AI agent revolution.
Okay, welcome back. Before we dig into more applications, there's another side to AI agents we need to explore. It's not just about the cool stuff, it's also about understanding their limitations.
Right, because like any technology, AI isn't a magic wand. So what are some of the things AI agents struggle with?
One key thing is that they're heavily reliant on data. If the data they're trained on is inaccurate or even biased in some way,
Right.
it can significantly impact their performance.
Right.
It's a case of garbage in, garbage out.
So it's like teaching a kid bad habits. They might learn quickly, but what they're learning isn't necessarily good.
Exactly. Take facial recognition software, for example.
Okay.
If it's trained primarily on images of people from a specific demographic group, it might struggle to accurately identify individuals from other groups.
Right.
This can lead to some pretty serious consequences, especially when this technology is used in sensitive areas like law enforcement.
That's a really good point. It seems like the data used to train AI is super important. Are there any other areas where AI agents might fall short?
Well, they also haven't quite mastered the art of human intuition and judgment.
Okay.
They excel at processing huge amounts of data and identifying patterns.
Right.
But when it comes to things like creativity, empathy, or making complex ethical decisions, humans still have the upper hand.
So in fields like art therapy or even things like social work where human connection is so important, AI probably won't be replacing humans anytime soon.
That's right. AI can certainly augment human capabilities in these fields, providing valuable insights and tools, but it's unlikely to replace the human element entirely.
That makes me feel a bit better. It seems like there's still a lot of space for human skills and expertise in the future. But speaking of the future, I have to ask about jobs. A lot of people are worried that as AI gets smarter, it's going to take over jobs that are currently done by humans. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
As AI automates certain tasks, it's possible that some jobs will become obsolete.
Right.
However, history has shown us that technological advancements also tend to create new jobs and opportunities.
So it's not necessarily a simple equation of AI taking jobs away. It's more complex than that?
Yes, it's more about a shift in the types of jobs that are in demand.
Okay.
For example, as AI takes over routine tasks like data entry or basic customer service, there will likely be an increased demand for jobs that require skills like critical thinking, creativity, and complex problem solving.
So rather than being afraid of AI, we should focus on how we can adapt and evolve alongside it. It's about embracing lifelong learning and developing those uniquely human skills that will remain valuable in an AI-powered future.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that AI is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or ill. It's up to us to ensure that it's used responsibly and ethically to benefit humanity.
Well said. I'm realizing that this whole conversation about AI agents isn't just about technology. It's also about understanding ourselves better, about what makes us human and what skills and qualities will be most valuable in the future.
That's a really insightful observation.
Yeah.
And I think it highlights the importance of having these conversations about AI. We need to think critically about its potential impact on society and make sure we're steering its development in a direction that benefits everyone.
I completely agree. So now that we've explored the limitations and potential societal impact of AI, let's shift gears and get back to some of the cool applications. What other exciting things are AI agents being used for?
Well, there's one area I think our listener will find particularly fascinating, something that's already impacting their daily life in ways they may not even realize: personalized recommendations.
Oh, yeah. Those, we talked a bit about Netflix earlier, but it seems like those kinds of recommendations are popping up everywhere these days.
They are. And it's all thanks to AI agents working behind the scenes, analyzing vast amounts of data to figure out what we might like, what we might buy, what we might want to read, watch, or listen to.
So give us some examples. What are some of the ways these AI-powered recommendations are shaping our experiences?
Well, let's start with online shopping.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed how websites like Amazon seem to know exactly what you're interested in even before you start searching?
Totally. It's kind of freaky how they can suggest things I didn't even know I wanted.
Right. That's because AI agents are constantly analyzing your browsing history, your past purchases, and even your social media activity to create a profile of your tastes and preferences. Then they use that profile to show you products you're more likely to buy.
So it's like having a personal shopper who knows you better than you know yourself.
Exactly. And it's not just about products. Think about music streaming services like Spotify.
Okay.
They use AI agents to create personalized playlists based on your listening history.
Yeah, I love those Discover Weekly playlists. It's how I find so much new music.
Me too. And it's all thanks to AI agents that are constantly analyzing what you listen to, what you skip, and even what other users with similar tastes are enjoying.
Okay, so AI is helping us discover new music, find products we love, and even get personalized recommendations for movies and TV shows. What else can these AI agents do?
Well, they're also playing a big role in healthcare.
Really? How so?
AI agents are being used to analyze medical images like X-rays and CT scans to help doctors detect diseases earlier and more accurately.
Okay.
They're also being used to personalize treatment plans based on a patient's individual genetic makeup and medical history.
Wow, that's incredible. So AI could actually save lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's also being used to develop new drugs and therapies, which could revolutionize the way we treat diseases.
Okay, so AI is transforming healthcare, helping us shop smarter, and even curating our entertainment experiences. It's pretty amazing to think about how much it's already impacting our lives. But I'm also wondering about the future. What can we expect to see in the coming years when it comes to AI agents?
Well, I think we can expect to see them become even more personalized and integrated into our lives. Imagine having a personal AI assistant that knows your preferences, anticipates your needs, and helps you manage your daily tasks, from scheduling appointments to booking travel to even controlling the smart devices in your home.
That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But it's also a bit intimidating. I mean, it's one thing to have AI recommending movies, it's another thing to have it managing your entire life.
I understand your apprehension.
Yeah.
It's important to remember that we still have control over how these technologies are developed and used.
Yeah.
We need to have open and honest conversations about the potential benefits and risks of AI and make sure we're setting the right boundaries.
That's a good point. It's not about letting AI take over, but rather about figuring out how to use it in a way that empowers us and enhances our lives.
Exactly. And I think that's where the conversation about AI gets really interesting. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we as a society choose to use it.
Well, I think this is a great place to pause for now. We've covered a lot of ground, from the limitations of AI to its potential impact on jobs, to some of the coolest and most mind-blowing applications.
And we've only just begun to explore the fascinating ethical and societal questions that AI raises.
So we'll be back in the next part to continue our deep dive into the world of AI agents.
Welcome back to our deep dive into AI agents. It's amazing to think about how much we've already covered, from those basic if-then reflex agents,
Yeah.
to the ones that are practically reading our minds to give us personalized recommendations.
It's true. We've come a long way in our understanding of AI agents and the role they play in our lives. And as we move further into the future, I think it's crucial to shift our focus from just the technology itself.
To its broader implications for society as a whole.
That's a great point. So let's zoom out a bit. What are some of the bigger societal trends that are being shaped by AI agents?
One of the most significant trends is the increasing automation of work.
Oh,
As AI agents become more capable, they're taking on tasks that were previously done by humans. This is happening across a wide range of industries, from manufacturing and transportation to customer service and even healthcare.
so it's not just about robots replacing factory workers anymore. It's about AI agents automating all sorts of tasks, both physical and cognitive.
Exactly. And this trend is only going to accelerate in the coming years. As AI technology continues to advance, we can expect to see more and more jobs being automated, which will have profound implications for the workforce and the economy.
That's a bit unsettling to think about,
Yeah.
but I guess it's also an opportunity to rethink the way we work and the skills we need to thrive in the future.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
not about fearing automation, but rather adapting to it.
Mhm.
You need to focus on developing those uniquely human skills
Right.
that AI agents can't replicate, things like creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, and emotional intelligence.
So it's about embracing lifelong learning and staying ahead of the curve. But beyond automation, are there any other big societal shifts that are being driven by AI agents?
Another major trend is the rise of hyperpersonalization.
Okay.
AI agents are collecting vast amounts of data about us, from our browsing history and purchasing habits to our social media activity and even our physical movements. This data is being used to create incredibly detailed profiles of who we are and what we like, which is then used to personalize everything from the products we see advertised to the news we read to the entertainment we consume.
So it's like living in a world where everything is tailored to our individual tastes and preferences.
Exactly. And while there are certainly benefits to this, like greater convenience and efficiency, there are also potential downsides, such as filter bubbles and echo chambers, where we're only exposed to information that confirms our existing beliefs.
Right. That makes sense. It's important to be aware of those potential pitfalls and make sure we're not just living in our own little personalized bubbles. But overall, it seems like AI agents are having a pretty profound impact on society. It's almost like they're reshaping the very fabric of our lives.
I think that's a really accurate assessment. And as these technologies continue to evolve, the changes we're seeing today are just the tip of the iceberg. It's an exciting time to be alive, but it's also a time for careful consideration and thoughtful dialogue about how we want to shape this AI-powered future.
Well said. So to wrap things up, I'd like to bring it back to our listener. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, but what's the one key takeaway you want them to walk away with?
I think the most important thing to remember is that AI agents are more than just lines of code. They're powerful tools that are reshaping our world in profound ways. And while they offer incredible potential for progress and innovation, they also raise important ethical and societal questions that we need to address head-on. It's up to all of us to engage in this conversation and ensure that these technologies are used responsibly and for the benefit of all humanity.
That's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of AI agents. We hope you learned something new and that you'll continue to explore this ever-evolving field.